The first kill that you write about in the book, you actually kill a woman, and she has in one hand the hand of her toddler, and in the other hand she has a grenade. Was that the hardest of the kills you had to do?
I had to do it to protect the Marines, so do you want to lose your own guys, or would you rather take one of them out? Two different people. You turn it on and turn it off. You're a little more aggressive when you're at work, and then when you come home, you relax and try to be the different person.
Initially, the term legend was given to Chris as a joke. It was a inside of the platoon joke. They were razzing him, the other platoon mates. They're like, "Oh, dude, you're the legend." So the legend became a good luck talisman. If you were kicking in a door as that young Marine down on the street, the legend was watching from up above, and he would save you, protect you from harm.
He does get the Crusader cross tattooed on his arm, which he does intentionally to send a message saying he's a Christian.
I had it put in red for blood. I hated the damn savages I'd been fighting. I always will.
There's the idea of the clash of civilizations. That strain of American Christianity believes in that. And so for Chris, that is, for him, a very real religious war.
Savage, despicable, evil. That's what we were fighting in Iraq.
The Iraqis are the other. They are not like him. They are savage. They are sort of subhuman.
In order to rise above your opponent, to mentally dominate them, to physically dominate them, you have to denigrate them.
I loved what I did. I'm not lying or exaggerating to say that it was fun.
I believe that number is 160 is the sort of number of confirmed sniper kills.
Killing took on a whole new meaning for him. He appears to be celebrating the act of killing or seeming to rejoice in the death of his enemies.
I have to ask this question, but are there any kills you regret?
No, not at all.
Because you feel like it was either you killed them or they killed other Americans?
Yes, ma'am.
I think when you're out there in combat, you're operating at a very high level, you're hyper tuned to everything that's around you. And I think when you come back home, it's very, very hard, if not impossible, to just snap out of that.
Does your wife still have to say your name before she gets back into bed?
It's not as bad, but that was even before I was in the military. I've always been extremely jumpy when I'm asleep.
And the reason your wife has to say your name before she gets back into bed?
I will come up swinging.
He had 2 children, and so in his final tour, when he takes a shot to the head, that has a different meaning when you have children than when you don't. And he had more to lose.
The idea of being mortal had been something I could push away, but now it's practically all I could think of.
The moment he got home from those combat tours, he was already thinking about his next deployment.
He felt his duty was sort of to God, country, and family in that order.
In fact, that guilt just drove him to accept one deployment after another, to the point where it almost ruined his family life back home.
Pretty soon, drinking was all I did. After a while, it was hard liquor, and it was all through the day.
What you truly miss is the day-to-day interaction with other guys who have been through exactly the same thing, from SEAL training all the way up to that present moment. There's a lot of things that go unspoken and unsaid, and those things are very comforting.
I think writing the book was part of Chris's healing process.
He was trying to make sense of his experience and his actions, put it in this coherent framework that he could then understand in a new way. A lot of veterans do that.
And with that success came cameras and microphones and interviews and sound bites.
For the most part, the public are very soft. You live in a dream world. You have no idea what goes on the other side of the world, that the harsh realities that these people are doing to themselves and then to our guys. And there are certain things that need to be done to take care of.
There were a lot of people who criticized Chris Kyle for his very blatant racism and bigotry. No one should get away with that. It's not okay to say those kind of things.
And the Oscar goes to American Sniper.
I want to see him for the good that he did, and I want to see him for the darker side of him. And I wish the film had showed that. I wish the film had the courage, the artistic courage, to really do a character study of this actual person and not do a propaganda piece about the legend.
Now, yes, I have been trained to be a little more aggressive if I need to be, but I don't go around thumping people. I mean, I've got my family, I've got my friends. I'm not trying to make new friends. And the people who, if you actually spend time with me, you find out I'm just a fun-loving guy.